So for those of you who don't know, I would first of all highly recommend going to watch Sam and Colby's 2 videos that I was in that I'm going to be referencing right now. I will link them in the description below. I'm only going to be talking about some of the investigations that we did that involved me having something happen to me. There's a lot of investigations that crazy shit happens and I'm not even going to talk about. Definitely go watch it, check them out. They're absolutely amazing. They're some of my best friends and I love them very much. But yeah, let's go to the Washoe Manor first and check out what happened there. For a little reference on the Washoe Club, it's essentially a bar and billiards club for rich people way back in the day in Nevada where a lot of bad stuff happened. A lot of people died. And look into it. I would highly recommend looking it up. It's a really cool story, but let's start there. And I'm not gonna get scared because we got Pete and Keanu, my homeboys. We got like all these creepy bastards back here, but that's alright. Ooh.
Shit.
There's a ghost like that.
So this was the part where we were first going into the Washoe Club upstairs where it's supposed to be haunted and the door was getting stuck and we were already getting scared. But yeah, so this is our first little walk around the building without any information given to us yet. At least to me. I always go in without doing any studying, not because I don't want to study, because I kind of want to go in with no idea what's going on. So if something happens that's kind of crazy and then it's crazier that I didn't know, you know what I mean? Anyway.
Oh my god.
It was so creepy in here, man.
Oh my god!
Wait, holy
Oh,
What is that guy?
dummy!
What if it just turns around?
Excuse me.
Oh god. During these investigations, I am like happy and laughing and funny. Inside, I'm actually terrified, okay? I always like am cracking jokes. It's like a coping mechanism for me, but I feel like it like mellows out everybody. And I feel like you guys have said that in the comments on their videos and stuff. So I'm glad I can do that for the audience at least. It helps me too.
Are we sure?
The dummy was so creepy.
Real!
That's disrespect.
Yeah, dude.
We're gonna get
You're gonna
possessed
get
now.
completely.
I blame Colby for everything that happened during the night for knocking Willie Nelson's hat off. And yes, the dummy's name was Willie Nelson.
This is a lot bigger.
Whoa.
Oh, yes.
What?
Did you hear that?
No.
What?
Did you hear that big thunk?
No, what happened?
Thunk in that room that we
Yeah.
Right as we left?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's like, come back.
This was crazy.
That's exactly what it sounded like.
So throughout the night, I kept hearing, it was 1 or 2 of these footsteps behind me the entire night. And there was a lot of times I didn't even say anything because I thought everybody else heard it or whatever. It was so distinctly just like a footstep. It was scary. Throughout the entire night, there were so many distinct sounds happening in this building. Like, not like the walls creaking or anything like that. I'm not gonna lie. I started here like happy-go-lucky the night. By the time we were done, I may have been smiling, but I was ready to get out of there. Ah, yes, the third floor.
Where all the negative and demonic energy is. This is where the demons hide out.
Yeah.
Alright,
So let's go, yeah.
let's go.
Little did we know. You'll see if you haven't already seen. Wow. Just don't put me in hell, Jay, okay? I don't want to be there today.
If this is the right picture, I think that doll is named Annabelle.
Annabelle?
Yeah.
It's always
That's
Annabelle.
so scary.
She was such a creepy doll.
Was that?
So she
What's that?
What?
I love how I just ignored the noise.
Do you think they're cute?
They were kind of cute.
What kind of dolls were you playing with when you were growing up?
With their heads on, dude.
Oh, that's the kind of concern.
Cut their hair and shit.
You know what? Fun fact about me. I did have lots of Barbies, but I, mutilated them? I thought it was fun to, like, take their heads off and put them on each other's heads and then, like, cut their hair off. And that, I actually became a hairdresser, so maybe that's why I became a hairdresser. But, like, I would mix and match them because I thought that was kind of fun. Most girls would just change their clothes, but I was like, let's change their arms and legs and heads for fun. And then I would take my sister's Barbies sometimes and I'd take their heads off and then I'd, like, put, like, red paint on them and, like, leave them in a room. So...
How you guys doing? My name is Justin. I'm the general manager of the entire Washoe building, from the museum crypt up to
Justin
the
was
second
the
and third
goat.
story, where hopefully these folks catch some really cool evidence of the paranormal.
Oh, and we did Justin, didn't we? Justin was probably the best guide we've ever had. He's right next to that other guide from Goatman's Bridge. That guy was hilarious. I can't remember his name. But he talked like this, and he had a ghost hunting dog named Alice. They went after demons. I love that guy. I can't remember his name. Guys, tell me in the comments below.
There's one specific room that is the most haunted and the most
Oh,
evil
yes.
on the 3rd floor, and that is called the Red Room, aka Room 12.
We're not exactly sure why this is considered the most haunted room, and that's what we're trying to figure out tonight.
We actually didn't know which room was which when we went in there the first time because we went out, walked the whole place by ourselves just to see what was going on, kind of. And then we had the guide take us through. So this is when the guide's taking us through and showing us which room is which.
Whatever's up there does not like to talk to people, comes off very grumpy and sometimes very negative.
No shit!
Most people receive the scratches.
Let's continue!
It targets blonde women specifically. Like you feel like icky and
It feels negative in here.
So this room
Yeah.
is room 12. We also call it the red room.
So we didn't know that this was the red room at all. Like, they're showing pictures of it and stuff because we knew what it was afterwards, but we had no idea this was the red room, and all of us were like, this room is creepy AF.
Door is actually known to shut on its own, and it gets slammed so hard on occasion that it's actually starting to blow out right through below the doorknob.
Damn.
Wild. He told us some crazy stories about the red room, and it got me sufficiently scared. There was a point when we were in the red room where I got like chills up my spine, and I like shivered, and they were like, oh, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And we didn't get that on video because the cameras had turned off. But then I was walking behind the guide and behind Katrina, and then Sam and Colby were behind me like the entire time, except for when we were in the club. And I remember I was just standing like this because I was kind of cold, and then I got the chills up my spine. And that leads to our next thing.
This is supposedly the scariest room of the entire building, right in here. Should we make Chris go in by herself?
You assholes. And you know I did because I'm the goat man. Goat man's bridge. Scandal. Everything's making sense now. No, but seriously, I get you guys wanting good content, so you're welcome. Oh, I'm getting chills just... Yeah.
Did you scratch your back?
Nope.
Turn around.
no.
Turn around. Turn around.
So, Sam and Colby were walking behind me, and then Sam, he had his flashlight on, and he was walking behind me, and he's like, whoa, Chris, and I was like, what? And then he told Colby to put the camera on, and they gave me no reference of what's going on, and I was like, is there a bug on me? I wish there was a bug on me.
Wait. Oh my god! Oh my god! Wait, it's in like the middle of the where your
There's
shirt is.
multiple scratches down your back, and not like
You can't even reach that.
you wouldn't be right.
First of all, they were such gentlemen for not touching me or my back. I mean, I wouldn't have cared, but they were very polite. I'll just give them that too. So, hats off to the gentlemen, Sam and Colby. See, I'm making jokes about being scratched by a demon or ghost right now.
Here, it's right
And yeah, sorry I keep stopping it, but when I got back to my hotel room that night, I know I didn't attempt to scratch my back at all during that period, but I was like, I almost like dislocated my shoulder trying to recreate where those scratches are, and those scratches stayed on me all night. My back was aching so bad for the next couple days, and I don't know if that had anything to do with anything. I don't know anything about this stuff. I looked it up, I couldn't really find anything, and I honestly didn't really want to. This kind of stuff like really scares me. I'm fine, and everything was fine, but I was trying to hold my shit together in that video, and I was like trying my best to try to debunk it in any way I could, and at no point anybody touched me, and the only thing I could recollect was getting like the chills up my spine when I was in that red room, and then just having sounds behind me the entire night. I don't know how that stuff works. It was scary. And Sam and Colby were super like nice throughout the night. They didn't like make me go into the red room. They asked me to very politely, and if I said no, they would have been like, cool, forget that. I don't know what made me want to do that investigation later on during the night, but I did, and I don't know. But yeah, I can't really explain the scratches, and I don't know if anybody in the comments can explain them to me, or if somebody wants to make a video about it to explain it. But yeah, I know I need to be really careful with that kind of stuff, because I do believe in this kind of stuff. I've seen too much stuff, experienced too much stuff to not. And if you don't, that's totally cool. Let's move on to the other stuff.
Guys, Justin,
Wait, I like that.
Holy
check this out. Look at this.
She
Look at
got
this.
scratches straight down her back.
No.
She did not do that.
I love how Justin was like, oh, is he active again? Like, it was nothing. There was so many reports of people getting scratched in here, like, and people seeing people get physically scratched by, like, nothing. And at first I was like, okay. And then we were making jokes about it all night, which I don't know if that, like, is taunting or what. But Justin was so chill about it. It was kind of hilarious and kind of made me, like, chill out a bit. Because I asked him afterwards, I was like, do I need to worry about anything? Like, am I gonna be, like, possessed or, like, followed or anything? And he's just like, no, you'll be fine. Just make sure to not invite anything back with you and all this stuff. So I don't know if I did it right, but I'm fine right now, so.
So it turned into a demon.
No, I'm just kidding, I'm fine.
We're gonna be doing another trigger event. If this really was used as a
I love your trigger
why
events.
not one of us stay in here in a burlap sack just as though they would have done back in the day?
We're in the crypt right now where they kept dead bodies during the winter because the ground was too hard to bury those dead bodies. So this is the crypt where hundreds of bodies were kept. Very haunted, by the way, and Colby is about to figure out that he's gonna be the one to stay in here for the 7 minutes in hell. But it's how he finds out that involves me, and that's very almost more creepier than the scratches for me because I physically saw it and literally couldn't debunk it, and it happened too perfect. It was, you'll see. Sam and Coby put up flashlights on either side of the room, and they do it so whatever entity is in there can come and touch the flashlights if they want to communicate with us. So Coby had one beside him and Sam had one beside him, and Colby's flashlight went off, so he was the one that had to stay in